Last game of the season, there was no sign of Lingard. Man didn't get no send-off, so I guess a man's still in his feelings. Ronaldo with a hip injury, I don't question, man, I believe him. You ask me why I believe him? He was banging in goals when he's breathing. Cavani made a little cameo, but he weren't shooting in the gym all season. To rate him for the day, that's treason. Whereas Cavani when Ralph needed him, now we're 6th place in the league lingering. All them leaks to the press, our players were bright in the hands that's feeding them. They were biting the hands that's... Last game of the season, there was no sign of Lingard. Man didn't get no send-off, so I guess a man's still in his feelings. Ronaldo with a hip injury, I don't question, man, I believe him. You ask me why I believe him? He was banging in goals when he's breathing. Cavani made a little cameo, but he weren't shooting in the gym all season. To rate him for today, that's treason. Whereas Cavani when Ralph needed him, now we're 6th place in the league lingering. All them leaks to the press, our players were biting the hands that's feeding them. They were biting the hands that's... Yo, it's the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show as expected. Manchester United caught an L. But before we get into it, I'm introducing my boy Edwin and NK for the final Premier League wrap-up of the season. Guys, you did well, man. We've got through a gritty season. And before we get into it, I'd like to say a big shout out to Edwin and NK for going through this journey with me, going through this pain with me, because it's not easy, you know. One man can't do this alone, you get me? And obviously, we're still here providing the content, giving our views, man. Like, and
you gotta be careful that Man United don't give you the same hair as me,
bro. Bro, I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there, fam. And it's like, so big shout out to you, man. And yeah, but we're in it. NK Edwin is here. Last game of the season. We're waiting for this. Game by game, and it's finally here. Ten Hag, we saw Van der Gaag, whatever his name is. We saw Steve McLaren sitting there. We saw the trio. It made my spirits a bit uplifted, knowing that, you know, these men are gonna be there in the dugout or in and around the stadium. And I'm excited to see what the future is. But let's get into today, man. Today was crazy, guys, man. Last game of the season, there was action all over the pitch, man. Edwin, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I didn't really focus on Man United's game like that. So I caught bits and bobs, but there was so much going on. I got distracted. So, boy, give me your wrap up, man. What happened today?
Same old, isn't it? Like, Man United just showed at the end of the day, this was a summary of their season. You know, we played bad. We make teams that haven't been playing well look good. Defensively, we're poor. As I've been saying for a long time, I don't know, me personally, I don't think Bruno is up for it. Like, we've offered him a new contract. Like, he basically got an assist today, and Man United didn't score. Like, I think overall the team played bad. Like, yeah, like you said before we got on, De Gea just made a comment about he's been working hard. The team's poor, and the team is poor. Defensively, we struggle. Midfield, we're all over the place. Attacking wise, like, you know what I mean? Like, Cavani, like, remember I told you before this, like, Man United needs to stop making the team retirement home. It's like, everyone, you want to retire from football, come to Man U. Cavani, Matic, Mata, you know what I mean? Even in the Palace, Falcao, it's like, we need to actually get players that want to play. But overall, it was a poor performance. Look, it's so poor. Me and you we're talking on the phone. We'll rather watch who's going to win the league, Man City or Liverpool. Like, we didn't even want to watch that game. And, you know, little other things like Hannibal, he needs to chill out as well. That guy's, for a kid that's playing he's too angry. He needs to relax a bit. But overall, I feel like overall it wasn't a good performance, but it wasn't a surprise. It's not like me and you were like, oh damn, we lost. Like, how come? We're just like, same old. You know, the only plus is that, you know, our incoming manager was there. It looks like he's been doing early work. I heard he's been here for like a week in London, like sorting out the team. He's got his 2 assistants with him, one being McLaren, who was like under Ferguson. So I think it's good signs that he wants to start early, because he rejected going on holiday for Ajax. Yeah, but apart from that, it's just like, he's got a lot of work. He's probably sitting there thinking, "Right, I got a lot of work. I thought I had work, but I got work." I
see him writing notes and thinking,
yeah, he's probably thinking. So, and when you look at the team, yeah, if we're being honest, McTominay is not really that good. He's not good enough. Defensively, we're poor. I don't know what Delort was doing. He had a poor
what Zaha did to that guy. Yeah, what Zaha did to him was ridiculous. But he had fun with that guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
going forward, Zaha, going forward, Delo, there's something to work with there at least. That defensively.
We need a
Can't
new right
cross,
back.
obviously.
If we're looking to get rid of Wan-Bissaka, we need a whole different right back. Like Delo needs to like sit on the bench. Like the way we treat someone like what's his name, Bailly. We need to start treating these players like Bailly deserves to be starting or giving a chance, but certain players just need to be benched. You know what I mean? And by the looks of it, a good 8 amount of players are going in it. Like we've got all like Matic, Mata, Lingard, Cavani. A few Wan-Bissaka potentially, so there needs to, like you said, there's going to be a clear out. I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised.
Look, NK, I know you've been patiently waiting. Before you get into your wrap up, do you think, that Ten Hag can work with 2 players, Delo being the first one, and Hannibal Mejbri being the second one?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he can. If you watch his Ajax team, the right back there, he spent a lot of his time kind of like bombing more forward than doing a lot of the defensive work. Because when they are building up, they build up normally with their 2 centre backs, or sometimes Blink normally falling to make it like a threat at the back, and the right back is always kind of like bombing forward, you know. And when they are defending, they kind of like defend as a team by pressing a lot and everything. So it's not every single time that strikers or forward normally kind of like get a one-on-one with full backs to kind of like do that kind of like thing. Well, Zaha was trying to do to Delo to him anyways, you know. So I believe with him he can. And it's a very raw talent, you know. It's always gonna say like it's easier for managers to kind of like coach younger players because they don't really have no kind of like bad habits into their game. So it's kind of like you got like a young player that's coming on, so whatever he's going to teach them, they're going to kind of like take it onto a board. It will be much easier to kind of like train players like him than to train players who are already probably like in their late 20s, who already got some kind of like things in their game that will be hard to kind of like get out of their game. So both of them, I see him being able to kind of like work with them for the time being anyways, to see what he can do with them. If they don't take their chance, then yes, they can just do that. But I feel like they'll be okay. I feel like they'll be okay.
Give me a summary, NK, man. What did you see today, man? Where was your mind at? There was a lot going on, man. Like we was worried about.
You know what? There was a lot going on, but I just wanted to just literally concentrate on like the United game, at least for the first half anyway, you know. And for the whole week anyways, you know, a lot of people were just kind of like having this kind of like idea that, because the manager was going to be in the stand today, these players are going to kind of like be playing and be playing like they are absolutely best because they want to like impress their manager and everything. So I actually kind of like expected like a performance from like, what do you call it? A few of the players, and especially when Ralph before the game, he came out to say, look, 10 of these players that are starting today are going to be here next season. So if you know you're going to be here next season, your manager is in the stand, you know, with new managers come, like they want to bring in a new player. So you're going to feel like, hey, you know what? Let me show this manager what I can do. And they literally done the opposite. And to me, that's very worrying, you know. If you cannot even play to save your career, then what's the point of us relying on you? Today, the performance was poor. It was poor from every single individual player there. The only one you could probably say was playing a bit okay. I thought Cavani was playing okay, and he's the one that is probably out of the door. You know, I thought he was right there, you know. And we're talking about next season, obviously, we're talking about we don't want Maguire as a captain. And then the next player that we want to look at as our next captain was Bruno. And today too, it was bad from him. It was just disastrous. Like, you know, he's one of the players where, in terms of like the fan base, we are very divided with him in terms of like whether he's going to fit the way the manager plays or not play, because he likes to kind of like rush his play. He likes to just do a lot of things, you know. But today, the way he played today, I was very disappointed in him. I still feel like he's going to be okay under the manager, but I don't see him playing as a 10. I've been having this kind of like argument with you and a few kind of like fans offline too. I don't think he will play as a number 10. I see him maybe playing more on the left or right. It's because of the mistake that he done today in that middle. You're number 10.
Why is he such in a hurry though?
You don't lose balls like that. You don't lose balls like that.
He wasn't really in the middle though. He was more like on the weak. I get what you're saying, and I get what you're saying.
But he was like, you don't.
That was so poor though, man.
It was so poor. Like you get a ball, You just don't even look. Look,
He didn't look. He just hit
he
it.
didn't look. I'm not a
He
professional
hooked it as
footballer.
well.
Yeah?
He hooked it. Like, you can't hook the ball like that. Like, yo,
Right.
NK, you're right.
Yeah, I'm alright. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry. But yeah. What do you call it? So I was very disappointed. I was very, very disappointed in that tour, man.
Ten
Very
Hag signed.
disappointed.
He resigned. He resigned the game.
Hold on 1 minute, you must. Hold on.
See, I told you this guy.
But you know what? While we're waiting for NK, that assist there was so poor because you can't hook the ball up in the air like that. If you're gonna do that, at least let it be low so people got a chance. Like, he hooked it, and it just like he gave the defense no chance really.
Bro, he can't. He hooked it back here. Does a back pass, whatever. Not even looking. That's criminal, bro. Like, you're not doing it offensively where you're taking
It's
all of your
different if you
risks.
just boot the ball the other way. Then you can be like, you wasted the
You know
ball,
what I mean?
but it's not in a danger place. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
That directly cost us. It's like him doing. He does a lot of the times, but more time he's doing it offensively, where it's just like, oh, snap, it was another wasted pass. But you know, he does this a lot of the time, and then he will get a random assist. But he done it going backwards towards our goal. And obviously, you've got guys like Zaha that's prowling. You know what I mean? Bruv, that was
Let's be honest,
unforgivable.
we can't excuse it.
Yeah, it's unforgivable. And you know, there was the debate about Bruno and De Bruyne, and that, even when, you know,
Bruh,
Bruno,
there's no comparison.
There's no comparison. But even when Bruno was at the height of his goal scoring ability, I was always like, you know what, De Bruyne is different gravy, bro. He is different level. Like, there's people that can score and get assists, but there's guys that just know how to play.
You know
ball,
what?
bro.
You know, yeah, that's the thing. Bruno, I think NK said this time ago. With Bruno, yeah, it's like he's got the qualities to score, but he doesn't have a footballing brain. Like, he doesn't do that thing. You know, where De Bruyne will pick the ball up, he's not fast, but he can shift it. He can attract players and pass the ball. He can get in that position. It's like, at least if De Bruyne doesn't score, he does something in the game. If Bruno don't score now, you won't even know he's playing in the game that much.
I tell you what, Bruno's good at he's got a good decent touch. He's good at like these flicks. And he's a guy that's just a very risky guy. So when I first came in United, the one thing I noticed about Bruno was just like, damn, like, he's speeding up the tempo of the game. Like, he's doing all of these quick flicks and his control and all of these things and his creative passing. But then if you get to see more, you see how much wastage he does. Like, recycling is not in this guy's vocabulary, but he just wastes. And for me, that's going to be a big issue. Like,
he needs to go and visit Captain Planet, bro.
Bro, Ten Hag's a possession
The
type
thing
of guy.
about Bruno,
And you
yeah.
got Bruno there. It's going to be a big conflict of interest. I don't know what is going to happen there. I think a lot of fans are waiting to see how that plays out, to be honest.
But the thing is, Bruno, yeah, he's a very good player. The only problem is if you want to get the best out of him in a team, yeah, just don't make him the playmaker. Don't make everything go through him. And that's how you get the best out of him. Because I think naturally, I don't know if it's like an emotion or whatever. Tactically, he's not a very disciplined kind of like guy. You know, he want to play the game how he want to play it. When he get a ball, he just want to just like boom, 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 boom. He don't know when to slow it down, when not to. He doesn't know that. So for a guy like that, you cannot make him your playmaker, you know, because he doesn't know like tactic. He doesn't play for the team. He play for how he want to play the game. That's how he does it. He say, I want to play the game this way. This is how I play it. It's not about how the team play it. And that's where my problem is with him. Like under Team Hag, for example, that's why I always say, like, I feel like they will shift him to the other side so that we can have a proper kind of like playmaker, someone who understands that it's about playing for the team in how the team want to play, not how I want to play. This is why I feel like Van der Beek might probably end up playing as a 10 because he, like how Mata normally plays as a 10, yeah, they know how to normally do certain kind of like balls, you know, how to look after the ball, how to slow the tempo down.
Scored today.
When to go forward, when to go forward, when to go back, So that's why I feel like it might be like, I don't know. He still will have a future. It's just not as a playmaker where everything goes through him.
He definitely has, though, isn't it? He
can score goals. You know, he can score goals if you do the system in a way. Yeah, he'll be able to be in some position at the right time to score goals. Just don't make him be the guy that's doing assists. To me, I feel like he's a better goal scorer than as a chance creator. That's me anyway.
And this is the thing, though, like with the goal scoring thing, because Manchester United, right, we saw today there. I know we had a lot of injuries, a lot of people were ill. You know, Sancho apparently, I don't know, you know, what happened with him, but Man United ain't got no goals in them. Outside of like Ronaldo, Man United clearly ain't got no goals in them. Cavani's been injured basically most of the season. And he wasn't really fit, to be fair, when he came back. But he's still, you know, he done a little run around. But Man United ain't got, where's the goals coming from? It's not Bruno. Where's the goals coming from in that Man United's team? Nowhere. So it's going to be interesting, like, what can Ten Hag do? I know he's bringing in he's trying to bring in another attacker, striker, or, you know, guys like Antony and them. Are they going to be getting enough goals, especially in their first season? Are they going to be getting enough goals? Like, we need to be, it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the summer window. But this Man United squad, I think we need to also almost think about how we can revive some of these players, even more than the players that we bring in. Because I'm looking at guys like Rashford, who used to provide us goals. He's not giving us anything. I'm looking at guys like Bruno. He's doing his thing, but it's just not as much as he was. And I know it's high expectations, but bruv, this is the position we're in. Ronaldo's another year older. Like, Alanga's not a guy that looks like he's going to be giving you goals. Like, for me, it's just Sancho again. Like, I don't know, man. For me, it's just going to be an interesting summer window, and I just saw his team's just...
I think Elanga, yeah. I think Elanga future lies at right back. I really think so. Because as a wing, yeah, as a right back, I think they're gonna train him to become a right back. I think so.
No, but that's crazy.
But because as a winger, yeah,
he's got a good work ethic, but
he got good work ethic. He's very good, like attacking. He can track back to. Oh, as I said to you, there's gonna be a few players like that. They're gonna retrain him to play in different positions.
If he plays three at the back, can he do that?
Yeah,
when you put guys like
Elanga, he can still do it.
When you put guys like Elanga in a fullback position, guys like him would usually be in a back five rather than a back four.
No, but you can still you can say the same thing about Trent, where like defensively he's very awful. He's very awful, but attacking he's good. So if you can get a balance where because if we don't buy a right back, it's gonna be Delon alone as a right back. You know, so something just tell me that Elanga might just ship there to just do a cover work. Because as a winger, I don't see him having a long career at United as a winger. You know, I don't see him as a guy that's going to be scoring a lot of goals or just be getting assists. I just don't see him like that, you know. And we are getting, look, say what you want to say. Next season, we are not building a team to get to top four because this team are capable of getting top four. Whatever you mean that they are capable of getting top four is only when you ask them to do more than top four, that's when we struggle. So when we are going out, when we are going to buy, we're not buying players to help us get to top four. And the manager knows this. He will be buying players, and the players who are going to end up staying, and that's going to be part of the future, they're going to have to be able to be in a squad that can win the Premiership because that's the ultimate goal. And some players, I just don't see them as that. So maybe they might survive one more year, but they're not doing 2 or 3. Definitely not doing that.
It's interesting though, because we've heard a few extra guys, you know, in the media come out. I mean, we heard Ten Hag, or maybe not directly from Ten Hag, but we've heard people like Aaron Wan-Bissaka be linked with a move away. Brandon Williams be linked with a move away. 2 fullbacks that we had. Our current fullbacks as well. They're not really doing the greatest. It's clear to see that Manchester United are definitely going to be in a market for a fullback. Potentially 2. You know, we hear that Timber can play right back as well. Can you see a season where Ten Hag is predominantly playing Timber as a right back? Do you think he can manage through the season, or are you seeing it just straight attacking fullback? Like, because you see how Ajax played. Do you think Timber's
Timber, I've watched a lot of him, and I feel like he's a centre back. Ten Hag knows that. I've seen the way like he plays stuff like that. If he's buying him to come and play centre backs. If anything, he probably might convert him as a DM more than as a right back. The way I've seen him kind of like play anyways, though. If anything like that, and he even said, look, he can play as a centre back, he can play as a right back, and he can play as a DM too. But I don't think we will need him to play as a right back for us. You know, he's not a guy that kind of like cross a lot of the ball and everything like that. I think more so as a centre back and as a DM. And you know what, you touch on the point that we've been able to make players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka available, Brandon Williams available, but bro, I don't know why we have not made McTominay available. Because you saw from his performance today, there is no, look, certain players you can make an argument for them. You know, today you asked me about Delon, I'm able to make an argument for them. Look, I can even make an argument for Maguire about how maybe he might able to fit into Tim Hag's system. I just cannot make it for McTominay. I'm talking about just making a fraction of argument.
I get what you're saying. At least make an argument. You know what I mean?
Argument, like, you know, you can make a case. You can make a case for them. You're not going to win a case, but you can make a case. With McTominay, I just don't know. Maguire's got that recall. I don't know how to make a case. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. Oh, you know what? Bro, I don't know what to say. Oh, you know what? This guy does this, yeah, so the manager can use. I just don't see that. I really, out of the players that started today, yeah, he is the one player I cannot make a case for in terms of like next season. I just cannot make a case for him. So if they're gonna make Wan-Bissaka available, well, they need to make McTominay available too, but man. So that we know that you're serious.
So wait, Ferma, what about you? What's your assessment of like the game and just overall the season?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie yet. I went into this game Crystal Palace knowing that Man United is gonna lose. I looked at that lineup as well. There was no added, you know, like Ronaldo could bring you out. There was nothing there, yeah. So I knew that, yeah, Man United was gonna lose this game. And I think I was putting all my chips on what Brighton done. I looked at their last 5-6 head-to-heads and I know it's gonna be a draw. So I was thinking, you know what, if Brighton can get that draw.
It's sad though, we had to rely on a team like Brighton to get us.
This is how bad it is, bro. I was worried about what's happening in the Wolves here against flipping Liverpool. I was worried about what is happening in the Brighton game because it was all about damage limitation. I know Man United ain't got nothing in there. So all I was doing is thinking about, oh snap, I don't want Liverpool to get the quadruple or whatever like that. So let's see what Wolves can do. Liverpool showed grit today. I'm here talking about other teams instead of my own team, bro. You saw Liverpool. The game looked tough. They man grit. And not even ended the game 2-1, but 3-1. You see City. How many goals did they get in 5 minutes? Get me? You're just thinking like, this is why they're so far ahead of us.
It comes down to, you know what? Quality is one thing too, but it comes down to mentality too, you know? It comes down to mentality, it comes down to like character too, man. Like, and this is one of the things that need to be installed into that display is like that winning kind of like ethics, man. We don't have that at the club. We just kind of like lost it, you know. When they go and get tough, what's the assistant to you? Most of them just come and settle for like top 4, and once you just kind of like one day they just kind of like down tools, but man. So that winning mentality needs to come. It just needs to be installed into some of these players, and the ones that cannot get that kind of a thing in their head, bro, just send them away, bro, man. Just send them away. Literally.
I ain't gonna lie. My only consolation for today is one, Liverpool is not going to do the quadruple and blow Sir Alex Ferguson's sort of history into smithereens. And 2, Arsenal's joining us in Europa League after all of this celebrating when they spanked us, yeah? Now they're going to be joining us in Europa League. And to be fair, I just wished a couple of Arsenal fans in my group saying, you know what, good luck, you're in Europa League with us and we'll see you in the final. And that just leads me on to my next point. Like, what's your expectations for next season, man? We're in Europa League. Ten Hag, he's got his trio there. Edwin, I'll start off with you actually. What's your expectations of next season?
I need to see what happens during the summer, man. The expectation short term is that Ten Hag has a productive but a meaningful transfer target. Like everyone was saying that he don't want to see players come for money. He wants to see players with characters that actually want to play. So we need to get the right position players. We need a wing back, a centre back, a centre midfielder, maybe another attacking player and a striker. Essential areas that we need to fix up. So I think this.
If you had to prioritize that, Edwin, quickly, who would you prioritize? Like what would you prioritize?
We need a midfielder. We need a DM. How many years have we been screaming for a DM? And it clearly, as time is going, we can really see how much we struggle. Like all the big teams, like Liverpool have got Fabinho that plays in that position. Man City have got Rodri. Like, Chelsea have got
Kante.
What's his name?
Kovacic and Jorginho.
And then you know what I mean. And then Kante, and then like even Arsenal have got our Ghanaian brother. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah. But with us, we don't. So I think this is definitely the centre midfield, and we need another attacking player that could potentially even play up front.
So if you got those signings, what would your expectations be then?
Top 4, like as I said, I don't want people be screaming, "Oh, we got look, where have we finished? 6th, right? So we got to finish in the top 4 at least, man. Like at least. Like I don't want to hear all this talk about, like let's win the league. It's not going to happen because Man City have like they fired their strikers up with Haaland and that other guy from what's his name? The River Plate guy. Another striker.
Yeah. Is it Alvarez?
Alvarez or something.
Yeah, Arsenal could potentially get stronger. Chelsea have got now. They've sold their club, like it's going through. They're going to be able to sign players. Liverpool will probably strengthen up. So it's like
I heard they were linked with Anthony.
Yeah, and we're not going to be able to meet them there straight away. So for me, top 4. But so next season, top 4, and maybe at least win a domestic cup. Europa League might be difficult, but at least a domestic cup or challenge. Challenge it more in these cups. And actually just play good, like consistency. For me, actually, before any league position, I need to see consistency and one style of football. That's it.
I think I agree with that point as well about the consistency and that's identity on the pitch, man. NK, look, who would your priority sign? If you could prioritize 3 signings and actually 3 players, who would it be?
Maybe give him 5 as well. Maybe give him 5 positions because a lot of players are leaving.
I want to see where his priorities lie. 3. Get me. Then
if it has to be 3, I think to me 2 of them has to be centre mid. 2 of them definitely have to be centre mid, where you get a DM who plays as a 6, and then you get like a CM who can play as an 8. Definitely, man, it's a must. To me, it's a must. And then the 3rd one will be a centre back. The 3rd one will be a centre back. That team, yeah. And I just told you, like, look, in the midfield there, I don't see none of the guys in the current team here that are going to be able to play as the 6 or 8 in that. Like the way like Ajax play, none of them are doing that. Not even Fred. No, not even Fred is not doing that. McTominay is not doing that. And Donny, I told you, so I suspect Donny will play as a 10, not as a 8 or a 6. I think Donny is going to play as a 10. So we need 2 of them there, and then we need a centre back there, but because the centre back partnership is really, really bad. We need one person out there that's like aggressive enough, you know. And hopefully Varane can stay fit, and then if he can, then you get those 2 kind of positions sorted out, and then you get the 2 centre mid kind of sorted out, and you're gonna be okay. If I have to push for 5, I'll get the 2 centre mids. I will get 1 centre back. I'll get a left back, and I'll get a right winger.
Do you know what? That's interesting. You know what? I look at that, and I think, you know what? I look at Ten Hag's teams, right? And when I look at Ten Hag's teams, his fullbacks are just on a mad team. The fullbacks are like wingers. The fullbacks are even more advanced than the wingers at times. And for me, I'm just like, do you know what? If this system is really going to work, if Ten Hag's style of play is really going to be enforced, I really do think that these fullbacks have got to get it right. They have to work. They have to get it right. They have to adopt Ten Hag's philosophy, be able to listen to instruction and be able to just cross the ball, just the basics. So in my head, I'm thinking, Luke Shaw is always injured at huge chunks of the season in, season out. For the last couple of seasons, it's been like that. He hits a little form. And then obviously, Tellez as well is a guy that's just been horrible. Crossing ability's just been, he came, he did one. For me, I'm just like, you know what? Do we need to be thinking about the defense? Yes, we definitely need the DM. 110% we need a DM. But for me, I'm thinking, do you know what? Do we just forget that part of the pitch? Do Man United need to fix this part of the pitch? So get your DM, get your centre back, get your fullbacks if you feel like, because I know that Ten Hag's probably going to keep the low, probably try to do something with him, probably keep Shaw or Tellez one of them, or if not both, try and do something with them. But then if it don't work, we're in trouble, bro, for his style of play.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it is like when you build in and you sort one place out before you go to the other places, it just, I don't know, yes, you can do that, but at the same time, you're not addressing the whole thing because it comes down to us as a team. This season, we went to a season thinking we got the best attack. We left the midfield there, and then we ended up having a 0-goal difference, you know? So when you are building, you can just start by just saying, okay, you know what? I need a leader in the defense, I need a leader in the midfield, and I need a leader in attack, you know? So address 1-1-1 first, and then as time goes on, you just do it all together. But if you just say, okay, you know what? Let me do the defense, and then I'll sort out the attack later on. You just don't know how much like that's going to affect it. Maybe by the time you address that, then this position too is just kind of like gone, you know? So just do it however way you kind of like can. But first thing is address the main concern, which is this current team here. That midfield is just bad. Yeah. So those ones need to just get addressed first. And after that, you look at your build-up play, because we don't know how to build up from the back. We're not good at that. So and your center backs, when you want to play that attacking football and stuff like that, you're going to rely on your center backs to, one, be able to do one-on-one defending, and then two, to be able to help with that kind of like build-up play. And I feel like that also kind of like needs to be addressed. And then maybe later on, you can address like, replacing like your Ronaldo and then your Rashford and the so-called kind of like players too. But that's what I would do anyway. But I think if the manager thought he has something to work with, after watching today, he is just gonna put so much pressure on John Meta and the guys out there to get these players signing, and whoever is going to get sold to bring more money inside to add to the transfer window for them to do it. Because what he would have seen today, he will wish that they are back in training tomorrow working for next season.
Facts.
So what about you, fam? What areas? Is it the same areas, or what's yours?
I was thinking about midfield and defence, to be honest. I look at City and Liverpool. The one thing I know that they were, for most of the season anyway, is Liverpool's fullbacks were doing the business. The midfield and defence was just 30, just this side of it. The attack's going to do its thing. I actually even feel like more optimistic of Ten Hag getting something out of the attack. Guys like Martial, Rashford, Ronaldo, Sancho.
We've got to remember him and the other assistant manager are naturally defenders as players. So at least they've got a defensive mind. Even though Ajax play quite attacking, he's actually got a defensive mind, and I think he'll be able to. So
let me ask you like this question then. So if we're talking about obviously players that's going to be leaving, that's well known, players that we probably want to bring in, who we want to see. But of the players that's at Manchester United, who do you feel is the guy that Ralph Rangnick is probably going to have the most success with, like the one that stands out?
You mean Ten Hag?
Sorry, Ten Hag, not Ralph Rangnick. Ten Hag. The trauma is still here. Look, who do you feel like Eric Ten Hag is going to get the most out of? We talked about Martial, we talked about Rash, you got the youth coming through potentially, who knows, whoever. Who do you think is going to be like that shock factor? Or maybe not. Yeah, actually, everyone. Who do you think it'll be?
Because I have to pick one. Just one. Sancho. Because you know what I think is that Sancho's got all the attributes, and I think he's young, and Ten Hag's got a good history with young players, and I think Sancho's got a hunger, and he was slowly coming into his own. So I think obviously like Rashford and Martial, I think that he'll get the best. They may improve under him, but I think Sancho might have a breakout season with them.
Do you know what? Yeah, I should have expected it, but I wasn't expecting it.
Because you got to remember, there's a pressure now. He's off. He's had his first season. There's a clean slate. He's got a manager that actually plays the football that he likes to play, straight attacking. You know what I mean? Not this. You know what I mean? So I think Sancho might be the player that we're like, oh wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, he might come into his own.
Sancho didn't even get off the ground this season, really, did he? Like, he had a little bit where he was just about to take flight, and then things just faltered. So for me, Sancho is going to be an excited person to see next season. Like,
is he going to be like a new signing?
Going to be like a new signing. Is he going to live up to the expectation that we paid good bucks for this guy? You know what I mean? What, 70 million or whatever it is, roughly, give or take. Is he going to live up to it? It's going to be interesting to see what he does, man. But that's a good show, actually. I think him supplying, because we all know what he can do assist-wise, what he was doing in Dortmund, and he was a goal scorer as well. He can do that alongside Ronaldo.
You got to remember, he's back in the country, he's settling in. You know, like it might sound
Too much
crazy.
settling in, bro. He's doing too much of that, bro, man.
No, but you know what I mean? Like just relaxing. Even someone like having Holland come to Manchester, another friend from Dortmund, like a lot of factors could play into him actually feeling a bit more comfortable. You know what I mean?
No, that's
he got suspended by the club, right?
Apparently, I didn't hear about this. So Inky was telling me
recently, bro. Man, he got suspended by the club. You know, they said like, oh, he got tonsillitis or so and stuff like that. But he hasn't got that, bro. Man, he got suspended. They're just trying to cover it up.
What do you do?
I know something to do with off-field incident, bro, man. That's what I'm hearing. That's the word on the street, bro, man. You go look.
Inky knows the league.
He's been out. He's been out injured with tonsillitis for how many weeks now, bro, man? First they say, oh, by a week, and then now, bro, something happened with him, man.
Bro,
and then he was in Paris chilling and stuff like that. Well, you're too petty, but you're gonna be in Paris chilling.
Watch this news make the Daily Mail now. He's gonna be there in front of the camera saying, "Look, Sancho, dude, the madness." Hello, NK. Who was your one standout guy? Do you feel like there may be more, but who's your one standout guy? Do you feel like you're sure of? Like, yeah, Erik ten Hag's gonna come into the club and gonna make this guy, he's gonna, you know, turn him into a superstar overnight.
Don't want to hear Maguire's name.
Maguire, man.
Don't be silly, bruv, ladder. Be serious, bruv. Bruv, I'll eat my hat, bruv. If he makes,
if Maguire becomes, I swear, Maguire becomes a world-class centre-back, yeah?
I'll shave my flats.
Imagine if he actually becomes a centre-back and he's literally a solid guy. But you know what?
Maguire's going to be doing this.
Right. But the problem is, attribute-wise, he can't even play football. And like Ajax have defenders that can play from the back. He can't dribble. I mean, when he looks like a dribbler, it's like
Maguire got no chance, bro. He got no chance. Bro, Jesus will not even save him next season, bro. He got no chance, bro. Well, he can get all of them injured, but man, he ain't getting to the team. I was talking, but I feel like he's gonna go on loan next season anyways. But I feel like don't go. But to me, yeah, I feel like the one player. I'm not even gonna talk about the ones that we feel like got the potential to do it. I feel like the one that will surprise us a lot next season, yeah. It's gonna be Delort. I really feel like by the end of next season, yeah, that we might be potentially even be talking about Delort being one of the best attacking fullbacks. You know, attacking wise, he got something in him that under a good system, yeah, bro, he'll be scoring goals and getting to that kind of a position like that. I think he's a manager that any attacking manager will have a use for. You can kind of like create a team to say, hey, you know what? Attacking wise, he's good. So let's just do it in a way where we kind of like cover his kind of like his defensive kind of like flaws for him, just like how Liverpool done with Trent. So I'm expecting like big help for him. Huh?
How much did it not slide in your account for you to big him up like this? Because he had a
just a few. I mean, Maguire put money in there, but Delort beat him to that. So.
No, but I get what you're saying. He does have the attribute, because I know what you mean about the argument. It's just that he needs someone that can coach him. And I feel like Man United have never, for a long time, we haven't had the manager that can actually coach the players. You know what I mean? To improve them.
But then the thing is, even this season, yeah, attacking-wise, even when you watch him against Arsenal, yeah, he could have scored 2 goals. You know, he could have scored 2 goals against Arsenal because he hit the post one time. So if you play your system, if it's such an attacking system like that, where he doesn't have to do a lot of that defensive work, yeah, and he know how to shoot. He can actually play with both of his feet too. He can do equally right and left too. It's just about getting him in that. His crossing is bad, but I don't think necessarily we're going to be crossing that much. He's not going to want the fullback to cross that much. I don't see that Ajax team doing that anyway. So I feel like he is just one of those players to kind of like watch. Obviously, like your Sanchos and your Brunos, they're going to perform. You know, your Ronaldo's are still going to score goals, but I feel like he is the dark horse, personally, to me anyway.
What about you, Famo?
Do you know what, right? I was thinking about the fullback's position as well, but I was thinking more about Luke Shaw. I saw like a partnership developing gradually, yeah, between Sancho and Luke Shaw, right?
Nah,
hear me out.
Bro, right? If you can pick Delort, he can pick Shaw.
Fam, thank you.
No, he cannot.
Both of their positioning here has been like. Let's be real. The positioning of our fullbacks has been dead, right? So if we're talking about these men playing high up anyway, and then you know, the defense being covered by maybe like a DM or defenders, whatever that's fast, then we have to be able to say, you know what, if we could say Delo, we could say Luke Shaw. But the thing is here, for me, it's not going to be Luke Shaw. Reason being because that guy can't stay fit. Like, it's just not going to be Luke Shaw for that very reason. And I feel like this might be controversial, but I'm going to probably go with Fred, you know. Like, I think Fred, yeah. And I know
that's a good shout.
Bro, no, that's not a good shout, man.
NK don't like him, bro.
Bro, from there you picked the lot. I don't want to hear nothing.
Bro.
From there you picked the lot.
Man.
You see what?
Did you see the lot today?
It was terrible, bro.
What, Fred or the lot?
The lot.
The lot. Did you see what he done today?
Whoa, it's just only one time that Zaha done that to him, bruv, man. One time, bruv. Fred, did you see Fred today?
The reason why I like Fred, because
don't talk about Fred.
With Fred.
Did you see Man United as a whole?
Let him talk about Fred. Let's listen this Fred one. Let's listen this nonsense. I will pin this video on YouTube.
Look, you see the thing about Fred, yeah. Fred.
Engage face. He's just waiting for you.
Look. The thing about Fred is, Fred actually has been shackled. When we first looked at Fred, when he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, the reason you know what I mean? Like, the reason why we went for Fred is because we looked at what he was doing at Shakhtar, saying, this guy was actually attacking. He was actually bombing forward. He was actually doing his thing. He came to Man United, and what do we do best? Play guys out of position. We shackled him, yeah? And all of our analysis and thoughts on Fred, a lot of it has been based off defensive abilities. That's never really, but this guy can run, he can track, he's got the fitness. But people need to deep it that that's not what Fred's game was. His game was going forward, do you understand? And when I look at Fred, and every time I've complimented Fred a lot of the time for him having a decent game, it's been about what he's been doing going forward rather than what he's been doing going back defensively. Do you understand? And for me, if you put that energy in a position of the pitch where he can trouble guys, then that's better for me. But I just feel like he's got the. I think he's very, very underrated for his passing ability. I think his passing ability gets slandered, and I don't think it's as bad as what people make out to be. Like, he's actually you can see when he's having a game, he'll get you an assist. He'll slip in balls, and you're just like, right, like, I didn't know he had that in his locker, because we ain't nurtured it enough to understand what he really can do going forward. This season, we've probably only seen Fred 15% in terms of his attacking ability, because he hasn't been allowed to do that. We're so compensating with him having to do a defensive job that he hasn't really been allowed to do the freedom, do his thing. And I feel like Ten Hag, if we do get a right DM to accompany, I don't want to just see, because I'm having a feeling that if we do get De Jong, Ten Hag's probably going to want to use him as that number 6. And I don't want him to be a number 6. I want De Jong to be the number 8. And I want us to get a proper DM. And I want, to be honest, I think Fred, instead of playing Bruno next time, I think Fred will add more balance, and I think he'll do a better job standing next to, De Jong, with a proper DM behind him. So
can I say why I don't think it will be Fred?
Why? Why, NK?
Why would you talk about Shakhtar, yeah? Shakhtar, look, go look at him. Shakhtar, bro, his assist and goal scoring was very, very, very low. Very low. So it was not even about his what do you call it? It was always about him being like a ball winner and recycling the ball. That's what he used to do at Schalke the best.
What was his position at Schalke?
I think he played a double pivot where
he wasn't a number 6, definitely not.
He wasn't a 6, but he was more like the 8 that didn't require to do too much of offensive work. It's like, look, like you are the kind of like the energy kind of guy, but you know, he works best if you play 2 8s. You know, not necessarily when you play a 10 and an 8, he will not work. If you're gonna play like a 6 and 2 8, then yeah, he will work, because all you just need him to do is just literally just use his energy to just try to like win the ball. Fred, for me, at United, and I feel like one of the things where everybody praise him for is like he's good when we are on the transition. You know, when we are on the transition and he has to release the ball very quick. What are you saying?
NK, can we play a guessing game? And
Go
Edwin, let's play a guessing game. Edwin, I'll start with you. How many goals or assists do you think that Fred got this season? Goals and assists.
Together, about...
In all comps.
In all comps, I'll say he probably scored like about 4 goals and he made like about 6 assists.
Spot on.
This guy's got Google in front of him.
Nah, bro, I know this guy, bro.
He got 4 goals and he got 6 assists.
Bro,
and you look at Fred, do you understand? And you look at Fred as a guy that will wanting to be doing a lot of defensive things, you know, playing in that double pivot as him being most of the time that guy that is doing the doggy dog defensive work, you understand? Scott McTominay was even at a point given a race to go forward and do his thing, with Fred being the one that's being sacrificed. So what I'm trying to say is boy, look, this guy Fred, really and truly, when he got let off his shackles, a lot of these stats came when he got let off his shackles. I remember one game he got like, is it 2 assists or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm just thinking, you know what?
No, you're right. Like, and you know what? It's hard, isn't it? Because it's like he'll be good there for a team player, but let's be honest, De Jong's better than all our centre midfielders.
Of course.
Oh, me, I'm gonna say it, and I'm staying there on the fact, bruv, man. If he doesn't take care, Gardner will come and take his place, bruv. Gardner will come and take.
You said Gardner, was that right?
Bro,
yeah,
you know, the best thing for Gardner's future, is to stay at Nottingham Forest if they get into the Premier League, guys.
I don't know about that.
I would love him to get a full season.
I feel like he should come back, man.
I feel like he should come back.
We're not going to use him, bro. I mean, unless Erik ten Hag really wants to use him, I don't want to waste his development. I think he's doing well, getting in those games, starting. And what we're going to do, come just to play him for 4 games, or you know, let him get.
I think he will come. He will come and he will get ahead of a lot of people, bro. Come and get ahead of a lot of people, but man, by me, Fred and the guy, bro. Fred, when the pressure is on him, he's more likely to lose the ball. He's more likely to lose the ball for him. And sometimes too, in tight spaces too, his decision making is very poor. Very poor. Look, under the transition, where he doesn't have a lot of time to think, he's more likely to release the ball because it's easy, you know, to release the ball because it's a counter attack, and then he's just gonna release the ball, boom, and then it will just go. That's what he's good at.
We've seen Bruno, bro. We're onto Bruno a lot of the time because of his trigger happy nature, where we're in a counter attack and he does one crazy kick and it goes out. And what I'm saying with Fred, like, his transitional play is actually decent. I think the fans are so onto him so bad, because of, you know, his deficiencies. And Fred is never going to be.
We're not going to be playing. That's what you get next season. We're not going to be playing on the transition, bro, man.
But look, let me tell you, though. Let me tell you, Fred. In Shakhtar, because I was just checking it while she was talking. He spent his time playing on the wings or AMC, bro, attacking mid or on the wings. Man United has taken this guy and tried to turn him into a defensive midfielder. And this is what I'm trying to tell you about the backlash that Fred is getting right now. Is
if he's an attacking mid, then he's a rubbish attacking mid, bro, man.
No, because we haven't given this guy. This is what I'm trying to say. We haven't given this guy enough time.
Well, like, you don't need it, bro. He's an average player, man.
It's like taking Pogba. We took Pogba. We've ruined him. Like,
he ruined himself, bro.
No, we ruined him, bro. Man
United got to take ownership, man.
We ruined him.
No, they need to take ownership too, bro, man. They need to take ownership.
Everyone has this expectation of Pogba being a complete midfielder, bro. It was evident to the fans, even. Do you know what? Let's try and use this guy. Look, how many times have we been screaming at as fans? Let's try and play this guy as a number 10. Let's try and push him up further up the pitch. Manchester United spent.
But he wasn't a 10 though. He used to be an 8. An 8.
Look, how many times did we look at it and say, do you know what? These settings, when he was playing for Juventus, he had 3 guys behind him, all protecting his ass. You understand? And I feel like with Man United, we tried to do this double pivot thing, and he didn't have that defensive game in his locker. I think he needed that freedom. When we played him in the beginning of the season, right, and then he got all of those assists when he was higher at the pitch, whether it was left wing or whatever. Look, all I knew is that double pivot thing that was trying to do with him, we wasted him, and we've done it back to back. And every new manager that come in.
No, I swear at the beginning of the season, he was playing in a double pivot though. With McTominay.
What, the Leeds game? I swear he was up on the left. Remember, he got all those assists because he was playing up on the left.
Play on the left.
We're just a team that we don't get it. We're not fast. We're not quick enough. We buy these players. We got Sancho now. We're all shouting, chanting, this time last season, Like, we finally sorted the right winger situation. What's happening now? Left.
But Sancho was always playing on the left wing for Dortmund, though.
But we
was always playing left wing. We didn't do our research well, bro.
Now Anthony was saying, he's going to be... Look, Man United just do this all the time.
Hey, Anthony's a baller, man.
We had Brandon Williams
baller,
playing in the wrong... Even Brandon Williams playing in the wrong position. We had so many guys just playing in the wrong position. Man United really do need to fix up, like, and hopefully we can do that, man. Square pegs into, whatever that saying is. Circles into square pegs or square pegs into circles, whatever it is. We need to just get it right. And I feel like Manchester United with Erik ten Hag at the helm, with Ralf Rangnick at the helm, with Van der Gaag at the helm, hopefully, and we're flipping.
I think we're gonna sign 6 players, bro. I think we're gonna sign 6 players.
I hope so. I think
we're gonna sign 6 players. Hey, what was your player of the season?
Ronaldo, man. Ronaldo.
For seeing it through.
Bad.
What for Ronaldo?
Ronaldo, bro. Ronaldo.
I think for Ronaldo de Gea, man. At least he tried, man. He actually tried. Like, I know he conceded a lot of goals, but come on.
Did
you know what? It's not even de Gea. Do you know why? It's de Gea. He's been doing this where he would have got another player of the, you know what I mean, like player of our season for Man United. Player of, like, he's been doing this, especially when we're in turmoil. He's been doing it. Ronaldo came, had a big point to prove because he had a lot of doubters. And people saying, you know what, he's old. Can he still do it in the Premier League? He come back to the Premier League in a team that is just relegation form, and it's the guy that got us into that Europa League. Like, it's not what we wanted, but our goal difference is 0. Ronaldo was up there with the goals, and you're just thinking, where would we have been even without those goals?
Did you listen to Ralph's press conference today? He basically said, yes, Ronaldo scored a lot of goals, but he wasn't a press monster, so we had to compromise for the team because he couldn't do that.
Rubbish,
and he said maybe we done too much compromise. So in a way, what he's trying to say is that because even though Ronaldo scored kind of like the goals, he just didn't help the team. So in a way,
that's a lie, though, man. We watched the game.
Team.
I feel like whatever he does say that, I still feel like we really did need Ronaldo. Like whatever he thought that Ronaldo wasn't doing.
So you trying to tell me that Cavani playing that position could have not done the same? We couldn't have just finished the same way that we finished this season. Because Cavani was still scoring the goals.
That's my thing. That's the issue. That's the main issue. Like, Cavani's quality, but he just can't stay fit.
Cavani just didn't want to sit on the bench. I thought that's why he did, because he even said it like when we bought Ronaldo, he wanted to leave. I don't think it was a case of whether he was fit or not. I think it was just a case where he just got pissed off that we bought Ronaldo and he didn't just want to be fit and sit on the bench.
I don't think Cavani, like, he's turning around, like his game and time.
But he done it in the one season though. In the one season that Cavani had for us, he had more of an impact than Ronaldo because he took us to second place everywhere in the cup final. Ronaldo's impact did not get us anywhere.
How many goals did he score?
That's what I'm saying, but I don't really look. Let's take the goals out of the equation and let's look at who actually had an impact on the whole team.
I think it was
it's not about one player, it's about the team.
I think it's about the team, but I think it was a whole different set. Like every season, you've got to judge it differently. Like the situations and scenarios of last season is not the situation and scenario of this season. I feel like we're dealing with a totally different beast this season. So Ronaldo is in a whole different situation. I think like last season, you were off the buzz of like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finishing like third. Man United were optimistic. We had a style of counter-attacking style football. We got second with that counter-attacking football. And now Man United and Ronaldo's come into a situation and we've tried to change our whole style of play. And we got exposed for the quality got exposed. This more than anything got exposed. And I'm kind of happy it did get exposed because it definitely highlighted the quality that we have in the squad are just not up to the scratch. Because if we ever want to get up to the scratch of Liverpool and City, we can't be dependent on counter-attacking football. We've got to be taking it to these teams. And I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, to be honest. Like where we finished and how everything panned out is a blessing in disguise, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just very hard choosing like the player of the season.
Who's yours?
Huh?
Yeah, who's yours then?
Me?
Yeah.
No, man. It's very hard for me, but I want to say Oli. Because he got sacked, gave us a new hope.
Wait. Did you say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Because he got sacked and gave us a new hope, bro. Bro, we didn't let you go.
Man saying player and he's saying manager. Who's your player, bro?
You know what?
This guy is not serious.
I don't know. It's hard for me, you know. You know what? In a way, it's between Ronaldo and De Gea, bro, man. But I'm gonna give it to the goalkeeper. I'm just gonna give it to the goalkeeper. I'm gonna give it to the goalkeeper because yes, Ronaldo goals got us out of a lot of trouble, but I feel like De Gea too, you know, after the whole thing that he had with like Henderson and having like a Henderson kind of like there and everything, I feel like he had to literally have a lot to kind of like prove this season, you know. And
he
at
probably
times where
even got us more points. He probably saved us more points than Ronaldo got.
He like certain games he kept us in certain games. You know, certain games he kept us inside certain games too. I mean, Ronaldo goals helped us win certain games, especially like in the Champions League. But you could also make a case, like, you know, Villarreal, Ronaldo scored 2 goals, but if De Gea didn't keep us up, we could have not even gone on to like win the games too. There's a lot that he still need to. Yeah, there's a lot that he still need to like learn off his game because like, you know, his passing and his kicking was very poor, but on the day, he was the reason why certain games we even had the strength to even go get those like last minute winners. So I'll give my player of the season to him. I will.
It's a good shot. Edwin, he was your man of the match.
Maguire, man. Edwin has to be Maguire. Yes, Maguire.
I know it could be De Gea. De Gea had a good season, right? Maybe Ronaldo, man. There's mad expectations. You're a legend. You've come back to expectations. He's still done well with a team that's so mediocre and poor.
Very, very mediocre and poor, man.
But see, when we're talking about him, we're talking about his goals. We're not even talking about his performances. We're just talking about his striker. His goals.
The striker. His goal is to score. We don't. You know what I mean? Like,
with Ronaldo, you know what it is with Ronaldo? I've understood. I think when you come into the reason why I'm saying Ronaldo is because, like, I've understood the type of player Ronaldo is and where he is at in his career that I don't expect anymore. Like, there was one game, right?
He's an old man.
I can't remember what game it was where he run his socks off, right? He was breathing. It's the first time I saw him properly, like, gasping, like, hands on his, like, knees and that, like, proper gasping for air. He was running in channels. And I was just like, wait, Ronaldo, calm down. Like, you're going to you're going to get yourself hurt. And for me, I was just like, yeah, I understand that. This guy's not that guy. And I accepted that. I knew that. And I think it's for the club, the team.
Friends, can I ask you a question? And even Edwin too, both of you that choosing Ronaldo. At some point in the season, did you question whether Martial could have been doing better in certain games because of like Martial could have play and Linker play? At some point,
that's why I've been screaming that I've got faith in the guy when he comes back.
Because look,
I said I'm happy.
At no point in the season, did anybody question De Gea being the number 1 in goal. We never say, hey, you know what, maybe Henderson need to come in or anything like that. Not at any point. But I feel like at some point in the season, Ronaldo, when he wasn't getting the goals he looked very, very awful in the games when he wasn't getting the goals because his link-up play was bad. He wasn't pressing to help the team too. And at times too, he just literally used to leave his position too. There was a time too where he was missing the chances too. When his slump kind of like came, his slump was bad. De Gea never had no slump.
But I promise you, if it was Martial up there, we'll be lacking goals. Yeah, his hold-up play might be good, but we just won't be scoring.
But it's not about that. I'm just saying, in terms of the two of them, I feel like at some point during the season, we did question Ronaldo, where I don't think at any point in the season we actually did question De Gea at all. At some point, it must have crossed your head to say, hey, you know what? Ronaldo link-up play was so bad that maybe we would have been better. We were sitting here talking about maybe we need to play 2 up front so that we can get someone.
I don't think his link-up play was. I just feel like his game involvement wasn't as much.
Right, but then did you not think like he needs someone next to him up front to play 2 up front?
Yeah. I feel like he needed someone to do the doggy dog work for him. And to be honest,
but we never said that about De Gea though. We never did, bro.
That's a goalie though, isn't it? Like that's a goalie. I never doubted David De Gea 100%, but then Ronaldo, obviously, we came in with negative. Like there's a lot of like skepticism around Ronaldo, and he came and he done his thing. I must say, like I said, last season and this season was very different kettle of fish, and Ronaldo in the last season setup probably would have had him having a greater impact on Man United's overall, Premier League standings. Maybe not take us the first or whatever, but it would have been 6. And I just feel like yeah, it just goes to show how much we regressed. Like, we had a lot of work to do, man. But guys, thanks anyway. Another show, the last show of the season. Look, we're going to be still here, guys. We're going to be wrapping up about
well
transfers.
Done, man. Well done, you guys.
Wrapping up about, like, there's going to be a lot of transfer news going on. There's going to be a lot of, like, you know, we still got Champions League. We might even do a show for that. I don't know. Like, there's a lot going on, man. And I think, like, we're going to be here, man. We're going to be here.
Hey, you, man. Guess what?
What?
We win the league next season, mate.
1 hard, 2 hard, 3 hard, 4 hard.
We are winning the league.
Bro.
Season preview.
Bro, every time we've said that, every time someone said that, our season is doomed.
Bro.
Someone said it with Ronaldo and we got Varane. Let's not say nothing.
Bro, MK is the worst, bro. He's the guy that will get your just get clipped, bro.